Well, aloha kakahiaka. Welcome everyone to this Friday on December 6th. You are with us live on the Aloha Friday Hawaii Real Estate Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got a lot of things to share with you today. Of course, as always, it's going to be a great show. At least that's the plan. I got a couple of things for you. We got some Hawaii news that we'll go over. We got of course, our real estate market updates that we'll be reviewing. Your questions. We got a really good one today. A really good one today. You don't want to miss this one about Costco that we're going to talk about, in addition to your questions as well. And then we're going to go over some diamonds and deals, some properties that our friends here want to highlight. And then we're going to close with some motivational thoughts just to get you in time for the weekend. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to warm up. We need to get the microphones warmed up. We need to get the internet warmed up. And so let's warm up with our friends over here. Counterclockwise, I've got Ashley Wasson, who is from Oahu. We've got Kara Crimmins from Maui, and we have Misty Padilla from the Big Island. And I am really super happy to be with all of you today. Why don't we let's just kind of warm up the microphones. Misty, why don't you go first? When you first came on, Misty, I thought there was like one of those fake backgrounds, but you're like really in some amazing. Where are you at right now? That place looks amazing.
You're so funny. I totally thought about that. And I said, oh, it totally looks like a virtual background. So my husband surprised and whisked me away and bought me 2 Cowboy Christmas here in Vegas. So surprise. I'm speaking.
Oh, how fun.
Hawaii Island by way of the 9th island, Las Vegas.
Oh, so you guys got the gambler, the high roller, the whale suite, the high roller suite in Vegas. How fun! How fun is that? How awesome! That sounds like a blast. Thanks for sharing, Kara. How's Maui today, and how are you doing?
I am absolutely amazing. And Maui gave us an incredible pink and purple sunshine, glorious wake up to the day. We've been having some clouds out there, but I have to say, it's gorgeous. It's Maui.
It kind of almost goes, it flows right off. It's gorgeous. It's Maui. Yeah, it's kind of right. Well, I want to get let's let Ashley give us the Oahu report, but it's kind of really funny. Yes, like I've been here, most of just about my whole life, and it's still like, man, every day it's like, my God, what a blessing. See, you're all nodding. Even Misty, who was born here, is like, man, what a place. This is just, and that just never gets old. Never gets old. Ashley, give us the Oahu report. How are you doing today?
Good. Allergies are blooming with all this rain stirring up everything. So pardon me if I'm sneezing. Played pickleball on some wet courts this morning. So the Kailua area is pretty dedicated to the game. But yeah, it's about to dump right now. So I personally love it. My plants need it. I was looking forward to it. It's been an incredibly hot December so far. So I'm welcoming the rain.
It has been an interesting December, much warmer than previous years. But I'll tell you, it has been this week. We're blessed having my daughter. She came out. She lives in Reno, Nevada, and she came out for Thanksgiving, which was absolutely a blessing. I couldn't have asked for a better thing to be thankful for. And the weather's been absolutely fabulous. So we've been going to the ocean. We do our swim. We get this fabulous, unbelievable place that we go swimming right by our house, and the weather's been completely perfect. It's been no wind at all. It's been sunny, clear skies, and the water's crystal clear, and it's super calm. It's like a pool, and it's like, man, this is so awesome.
Yeah, the weather up until today has been absolute idealistic. Like the mountains look like they are enhanced HD digital art. Like when it's been really odd. Like again, for December, I was expecting a lot more rain, but it's been one of a kind for sure. And I like how you gatekeep where you were swimming. You're like, we're swimming at this beautiful place.
This beautiful place. Yes. We're swimming this beautiful place that we're not going to tell, and that no one's going to know where it is because it's secret and it's sacred. Yeah, it is secret. And I don't even want to talk about it because then people are going to want to know more about it. So, hey, someone who's amazing is NYC, who says hello from NYC. That's a really awesome NYC. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And hey, if you're with us, give us a shout out. I'd like to know who's here. I'd like to know where you're from. It's always kind of neat to have this global perspective on the show. So thanks NYC for showing up. And if you're with us, please give us a shout out. Yeah. Yeah, it's there was something else I want to say, but I forgot. But pickleball. Yeah, my wife and I just got through completing our newbie. The city and county has these like free classes, and we just got through with our newbie class for pickleball, and I think it's going to be one of the things we're going to add on to our semi-retiree activities now that we're in the semi-retired category. Semi-retired, just semi, but yeah,
I'm
good
happy
fun.
for you. It's a good
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
sport.
It is. It's a lot. It's really simple. It's great. It's a combination of wiffle ball and table tennis and tennis, and it's just great. Cool. All right. Michael. Hey, Michael Lattis. All right, Michael is Lattis, like number one this time. Aloha from San Diego. Yes, Michael. Thanks for what. We're really glad that you're here. Thanks for coming back. It's great to have you here, Michael. Welcome from San Diego, and hopefully one of these days you're going to be welcome from Hawaii. All right. I think it's that time. Yes, it's 10:01, and let me actually. I got to get my. Sometimes I forget. I get to get the Instagram stream started. I forgot this time, but it's started now. All right, there we go. Okay, so let us hit the news if we may. Let's do that. All right, great. So I'm going to go for some quick news and hey, Misty and Kara and Ashley, if you guys, if any of these stories resonate, please feel free to bring them up and talk about some more, so we have some more stuff to chat about. All right, so we are number one for takeouts. I don't know if you all knew that. We are number one. Hawaii, according to Civil Beat, Hawaii spends more on takeout than any other state. Hawaii residents spent just under 10% of their average income on takeout, according to Civil Beat. That's interesting. I actually want to talk about the cultural implications about that. Why would that be? What is it about culturally? I got some ideas about that, and I would love to hear what you guys think. Why would that be a cultural reason? As the crows are flying again, really cool. The Hawaiian crow, which Misty, if you have any Hawaiian lore and insights to share on the Hawaiian crow, I'd love to hear about it, because I know that the Hawaiian crow, all animals play all native Hawaiian animals play special roles in the Hawaiian belief system, the Hawaiian spiritual system, and I know crows hold a special place, and everyone knows that crows are really smart. So at the very, very least, so the birds are described as intelligent and charismatic. The last survivor of all of the Hawaiian crow species are being released into Maui. Apparently they went extinct in the wild decades ago. So that's kind of cool. So I guess they kept a few of them, grew a few of them, and now they're releasing them back in the wild. I hope they will survive. It would be cool as the crow flies to have the return of the Hawaiian crow. That would be really, really cool. So if you thought that egg prices were high, this may be just the beginning. I'm saying a whole bunch of stories about the avian flu, bird flu. Apparently, there's all kinds of stories about it. So far, local chickens are in good health. God bless. But they may catch it. I think they have to put their masks on and start. I think we need to do social distancing with chickens or something like that. Keep them 6 feet apart. Wait, that didn't work when we did it. Okay, sorry. So apparently there's all kinds of stories. There's like a Keauhou wild in Keauhou. They caught up all kinds of avian flu. Pearl Harbor ducks are testing positive. They're COVID positive. They're testing positive for the bird flu. States getting all kind of ramped up about it, all kinds of stuff. So hopefully cross your fingers that we won't get avian flu spread out to the birds, to the chickens, because, well, that would suck. Empty home tax might be coming. Be interesting, Ashley, what you know about this. Looks like the empty home tax has passed its final reading at the Honolulu Council. So I don't know legislative process-wise what that means, but final reading indicates that it's moving itself forward, going ahead with. Hasn't been passed, hasn't been voted on, hasn't been signed into law, but it seems like it's moving ahead. So an empty home tax will be interesting to kind of see how that goes. And then finally, Maui, I'd like to hear from you, Kara, on this. Maui is still recovering, not quite there yet, but it's still recovering. So apparently what the numbers are is more than 100. We've had a 34% increase in visitors from the same time last year. But last year, of course, when we had the fires, it's still 24% lower than before the pandemic. So we're still underwater pre-pandemic. We're still 24%. Thank you, Karen. We're still under 24% pre-pandemic. So Maui's still recovering. So with that, let's say hello to a few of our friends have chimed in over here. Let's say hello to those folks. And Jim is with us. Uncle Jim, man. Jim is one of the veterans of the show, man. He's been with us forever. Aloha, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Very cold in NYC. I know it's gorgeous there. Yeah, Jim, you gotta be here, dude. You gotta be here. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for, Jim? What are you waiting for? Barbara, God bless. Barbara is with us from Coeur d'Alene in Idaho. Coeur d'Alene, and Barbara is in her 90s, everybody. Man, Barbara, I want to be just like you when I grow up. I want to be 90 and kind of cruising on the internet and saying hi to everybody. That would be like totally awesome. I would love to be able to do that. Alex is back. Alex, this is great. Like the whole Ohana is kind of regathering. So Alex is here. Alex has been with us a bunch of times. Alex Martin from Visalia, California. Fantastic. Barbara, are you skiing? Oh, please, Barbara, please. I don't know if I want you to tell me you're skiing, or please tell me you're not skiing, or please tell me you are skiing. A 90-year-old skiing, that's like the coolest thing in the world. That is got to be like the coolest thing in the world. Barbara, I want to know, are you still skiing? And then finally, Susie O. Hello, Susie O. Aloha and Merry Christmas. Thank you, Susie O. Merry Christmas to you. We have so much to be thankful for. And speaking of thanks, let's get into the market update. Let's do, guys, girls, I should say, there's no more guys, guys that we use figuratively, right? Ladies, news or updates about either the market or Oahu, or your island. We'd love to hear from you. Why don't we do this? Let's start with Misty, because she's in Vegas and we're all jealous because she's in Vegas and it's like this cool high roller suite. Barbara says at my age I get free ski lifts. That means that she's still skiing. That means that Barbara's still skiing, gang. Skiing at 90 with free ski lifts. God bless. You get a lot more than that. Anyway, Misty, give us the update. What's going on the Big Island? I've got a chart. I don't know if people are going to be able to see it, but why don't you give us the update, Misty? What's happening on the Big Island?
Thank you so much. So yes, coming at you by way of the 9th island here. So for the Hawaii Island market update, as you can see, this is in comparison to October. So you'll see that numbers have decreased and increased in a variety of areas. If you take a look at the single homes, you'll see the new listings. It was previously at 233, and that's increased now to 242. Also for the sold listings, it was 139, and then now we're comparing it to 156. A lot of the people say, and I'm sure that you ladies will also speak into that, is once the election was over, we kind of see an influx of activity everywhere, whether it be an increase or a decrease. There's just been so much activity globally ever since the election occurred. So moving on, if you take a look at the median sales price for condos, we did increase from 50 to 94 for new listings, and then the sold listings also increased from 30 to 45. However, if you look at the land listings, that's where the decrease occurred. Is we went from 229 2023, and then now we're at 199, and also for the sold listings 135 to 130. So it's just, you'll see, I'm curious to see what the other islands are at the moment, but you'll definitely see an increase and a decrease depending on condos, land, and single family homes. Again, with the elections, everyone was saying, once the elections occurs, all this shift is going to start occurring. So I believe now we are starting to feel the brunt of everything since the election occurred. And I'm excited for what's to come.
So I'm curious. I remember us talking about this as the weeks several shows prior to the elections. We all, a lot of you said, hey, a lot of people are kind of holding back. I'm curious if you have any just seat of the pants feeling, Misty, on were there more people who said, oh, now that Trump has been elected, I'm definitely not buying, or versus other people who said, oh, now that Trump is elected, I'm definitely buying? I'm curious if you had any, like a net loss or a net gain or any sense, or was it just everybody just wanted some clarity? I just didn't want to, I was afraid the country was going to collapse and ruin, and we're going to have a revolution, because no one would know what's going on, et cetera. And now that we have clarity on buying, I'm just curious if you have any seat of the pants feedback on that, Misty.
No, definitely. That is a great question. And it is a combination of both. Is yes, everyone couldn't wait for the election was done, mainly for clarity. But at the same time, I did hear majority say, hey, now that Trump is in office, now we can move forward with this, and that, or A, B, and C. So it was a combination of both. For sure, clarity, but of course, amazing and excited to move forward to see what he has in store for our future, and more excited that, you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Everyone feels that now that they can move forward and just take a step. To us, like I think Dylan's quote the last time was, no president is going to make you rich. It's, you know, your own action. And again, for us, we're just going to keep carrying on regardless of who's in place. We're going to be here to help families, you know, build their empires.
That's right. No matter who the president is, we're still Americans, and then we're going to move on and do what we got to do and live that American dream by having a home in Hawaii. Hey, Misty, I'm just curious. Do you? I don't mean to throw this on you, sort of, you know, unplanned here, but do you have any Hawaiian cultural lore on crows? How did your family see crows, or was anything ever kind of brought up or discussed that you can recall? You don't have to. I'm just asking.
No, not at all. You know, I wish I could speak more intelligently about it. You know, I know that it is the alala is what we were raised, you know, what the Hawaiian crow is, but no, we did not, you know, and maybe if my kupuna did talk about it, I just didn't absorb as much as I should have. So I wish I could speak more into that, but unfortunately I cannot. I would definitely turn to other resources.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, I thought I'd ask. Oh, I want to say hi to Bob. Bob is with us again. Bob Caro, aloha from Hawaii Kai Peninsula. Bob was kind enough to send me actually, it was Bob who sent me a screenshot of the famous cat that was on the show at the last show. Your cat, actually, I believe your cat walked across the screen or walked behind you or whatever. And Bob was cool enough to send me a screenshot. So thank you, Bob, for pointing out.
Thanks, Bob.
Yes, thanks, Bob, for the cat incident. We really appreciate. Nothing like seeing cat butt on the screen. I was going to say that cat could be a social media phenomenon. It could happen. It could happen. Wouldn't be the first cat. That's for darn sure. Wouldn't be the first cat. All right, Kara, what's going on? Give us the Maui update. What's happening on Maui? What's the Maui's market like? And anything you want to share about Maui news or whatnot?
I am so grateful to say that the Maui market is up. Yay.
Awesome.
When I say that, it means that we finally have new and more listings in the residential, and that's where we've needed it the absolute most. For quite a long time, we've seen a high peak in the condominium sector. However, it was kind of stagnant in the residential. Now we're up about 41.7% year over year. Thank goodness for this time period. And then the other thing that I noticed is that the pending sales are going faster. So the days on market is finally starting to come down, because I do believe, like Misty said, is that wait and see is over. So the transactions are going a lot faster. And then we're having a little bit lower in the closed sales, but that's shifting really quickly. Days on market, like I said, are decreasing. So that's fantastic. We're seeing that move. And as far as the price, it's always pricey over here in Maui, but it's all worth it. We're getting bigger homes with actually a lower overall comparative to 2023. We're down in sales price 29.7. So if you're thinking about coming, now is the time. Let's get you in that home. Condominium market is still solid. We have many on for new listings. It's 140. We're up 10.2% year over year. The pending sales time is decreasing as well. Again, nodding to the fact that it's time to buy. And I'm seeing more people on island. You had mentioned earlier, Peter, about the tourism, and I just wanted to speak to that, is that it's beautiful to see that when we reflect back to pre-pandemic time, that we were at 98.4 statistically. But you know how you look at statistics and you can't really measure it? It's like losing weight. You look at, okay, my pants fit better, right? I see more cars on the island and more smiling faces and a little bit lighter, people at the beach that need those beautiful suntans. And we're getting more people buying, and that's what we needed to sustain our industry and our sustainability here on Maui. And the smaller businesses are starting to thrive again. We love Christmas season and we're so thankful. And I can't say enough how much I appreciate Ashley for rocking that amazing Christmas sweater. That just shows you that we here are ready to bring some of that New York style to the islands.
Awesome.
Thank you for appreciating my sweater.
I love your sweater, girl. I love it.
It's quite warm.
No, I recognize.
Yeah. That's a great point. Yes, thank you. I actually went. My wife and I went shopping just the other day, and to to get me a Christmas. I got shop. My wife shops for me, of course, like any good husband. I only wear the clothes that my wife buys for me because, hey, otherwise I would have the same look. I still have some Aloha shirts that are like 20 years old, and I'm perfectly happy wearing them. I'm perfectly happy. I'm perfectly satisfied. And my wife's like, no. We need to get, So I have a Christmas shirt now. I have two Christmas shirts now. One's 20 years old, and the other one is new. So yeah, I'm totally stoked about that. So Kara, it's interesting. So it sounds like, look, it's always a good time to buy, right? The best time to buy is right now, of course,
Right
as
now.
always.
Mhm.
Right. But it does seem, what Misty, so Misty kind of comments that, okay, the clarity, let's just say, because we don't get political on the show. It's not worth it. But let's just say the clarity of the election, right? The clarity is kind of what let people kind of release and kind of make their decisions. The clarity happened on the Big Island. Looks like it's happening on Maui as well, which is good. Still got the price quote below market, not below market, but below what the prices were last a couple of years ago. So it seems like it's a good opportunity, of course. So interesting pieces. So Ashley, I'm kind of curious what's going on in the Oahu market, and are you getting the post-election clarity pop like is happening on the other ends? What's going on Oahu, Ashley?
So we're going to go over November stats because we just got those released to us. And I think that's going to be a good overview scope of what's happening with Oahu. And same, market is great. It's stable. Single family houses, the sales rose 12.8%. The condo market jumped 10%. So if you've been following, you've been listening on the show, that's surprising, right? The condos are suffering, but they're not. They're selling. I think everyone's just getting acclimated to the new norm regarding insurances and maintenance fees, etc. The median sales price has not moved too much. So for condos, it just barely went up. It was at 1.1. Now it's at 1.115. So it's a slight increase. And the condo market is pretty much the same, about 530,000 median sales price. There is a spike in the sales of the single family homes in price ranges to 900,000 and 1.2 million. That accounted for approximately 1/3 of the sales in November. So that's earlier in the year and last year, we saw a big increase of over 1.2 million in sales. So that smaller price point has increased. And for the condo market, it's really interesting. 50% of the sales are between 300,000 and 600,000. Again, earlier this year on the show, we talked about how the price range from 600,000 and up was the majority of the sales. So interesting statistics, how the market has pivoted and people's price points and areas have shifted focus. The condo sales that were priced over $1 million also increased it was a staggering number. It was 93.8% of condos that were listed over $1 million increase. So
Wow.
Previously, there was only, I want to say, where was it? I had it written down here somewhere. It was like 60 something. And now there was 100 and something, $1 million condos or above. But I wouldn't say this is to the elections, in my opinion. I think this is pretty normal for our holiday market. Hawaii, or at least Oahu, has always been historically pretty strong in the November, December months. So I find that this is on par with what I've seen in the last 15 years doing this.
Interesting. So the stability of the Oahu market, for a variety of reasons, sort of smooths out any kind of localized bumps due to people holding back for election or whatever. Just kind of like doing its thing. No major holdback. No major holdback or no major uncorking either, which seems to be a little bit the case on the Big Island and on Maui. Yeah, interesting. Cool. Hey, we just had a comment. Go ahead.
Oh, elections I don't feel like was this huge, pivotal point for us. I think that was a conversation, but I don't think for anybody who needed to make moves, I don't think it stopped them, at least here. But Oahu is a very different market than other islands as well, because we have so many other economic factors here. We are a very dense island. There's a lot happening on a very small rock.
Yeah, very, very much so. In fact, yeah. My daughter, the one who's visiting, she came back last night and said, "Man, I forgot how crappy traffic was on Oahu." It's like, I can't believe it, man. I was stuck. And of course, she picks the worst time to go to one of the malls, right? It's mall time, and like mall time right now is like stay away time, at least certainly for guys. For guys, it's like stay away from the mall. Do not go anywhere near the mall. And my daughter went there, and peak time, and she was like stuck half an hour to get from like one side of the mall to the other. In the car, it was like a half an hour. So that's the way it goes. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to Instagram. We've had an Instagram thing from Miss Steph Deal, MS Steph Deal. Aloha from Iowa. For now, we'll be moving in the future. Well, aloha to you, and I hope. Actually, you're a Barbara. You're with Barbara there. Barbara's also from Iowa, if I'm not mistaken. Coeur d'Alene, Iowa, if I'm not mistaken. So great. And by the way, if you have just joined us, make sure you give us a shout out. I'd like to hear where you're from, and like to know where you're from, and like to know that you're here. Want to recognize you and say hello. So thank you for being a part of our little ohana here as we kind of go through. All right. So I'm going to do a quick station break here. How did you get here, by the way? How did you find out about this place? Did you get here through the newsletter invite? If you got a newsletter invite, you're good. You're on the list. But if you did not, if you've just found us, which is great, go to livinginhawaii.com. A little thing's going to pop up where you can give us your email address, put you on the newsletter. You'll get notified of future shows, and we have content. We have other videos that goes on, stuff you don't want to miss. It's all about living in Hawaii. So make sure that you do that. All right. Alex has got a big comment. Let's see if we could fit it on the screen and cover okay. We're just hitting the noses. We're just hitting Ashley and Kara's nose. So Alex says, I can give you an insight on my last experience visiting Hawaii in September. There you go, Kara. I was in Oahu for a week so I could see the decommissioning of my ship. Awesome. While I was there, I had a different experience. I don't know if it's because of my age or because I'm newly single. I'm presuming both, but I can tell you this. It made me have a different outlook on my visit. By the way, folks, I'm reading this for the first time, just like you. I'm not editing or, I didn't even read this. Okay. And then he says, I felt like living in Hawaii was no longer for me. One of the reasons was because every time I went to the beach, all I saw were young ... I'm going to say young, beautiful women, right? That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to add in the ... young, beautiful women. Hey,
it depends on what beach.
It depends on what beach, I suppose. Yeah. Good point. Hey, Alex, you got to go with the feel, man. You got to go with the feel, dude. You got to go with the feel. If the feel says it's not for you, then it ain't for you. As a guy that's officially in my 60s now, yeah, I feel old, but you know what? I don't care. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to enjoy it. Still going to love it. Still going to be a part of it. But hey, you got to go with what you feel. And that's the more important thing, whatever the reason is. All right. Okay. We got a big question for today that I'm so, God has a way of making everything work the way it's supposed to work. So I've got 3 women on this show, which is like the most perfect mix because we are going to talk about Costco. We are going to talk about Costco because, yay, right? Okay. See, I knew it. See, this is perfect. It's the perfect show. Okay. So we're going to talk about Costco. And what I would really like us to kind of think about and talk about is the cultural differences or a couple of things, right? So it's like, the question is, ladies, so what kind of things would people find interesting about what makes Costco different? The Costco Hawaii experience, right? What are either some unique products about the Costco Hawaii experience or prices or sort of anything else that you could think of? So I'll start with a simple one because again, I've got some great stories from my daughter who's visiting me. So she also has a Costco in Reno, and my daughter was born and raised here. And we walk into the Costco in Hawaii Kai. Oh, Bob Carl, you're in Hawaii Kai. You give us your Costco take, or anybody, by the way, if you're here and you're with us, please. I'd love that. We want to get everybody. Give us your take on the Costco Hawaii experience if you want to share. Anyway, we're walking into Costco. And my daughter goes, wow, it's so nice to be walking into a Costco and not be cold. I'm like, yeah, because in Reno, like every Costco, the doors are always open. There's no door to close. These big, giant, huge doors, and they're always open. And Reno is like a super cold place, especially during the winter months. And it's always cold walking in. And she's been like, all the time cold. But no, in Hawaii, you walk into Costco. And it's always perfect because Hawaii is always perfect. So that's my take. Who's got something that they want to share about their the Costco experience?
Can I ping off of that, Peter?
Sure.
Okay, so she's walking into a cold Costco in her hometown. My kids and myself, we run immediately into the cold freezer section and the dairy section just so we can see our breath. We like wear tank tops to see how long we can stay in the cold. It is literally the first place we run to, and we have fun with it every single time. Can you see my breath? Oh my gosh, how long could we stay? And we both, or all three of us as a family, see how long we can stay in the cold before we tap out. It is hysterical. My children have not seen snow yet, and they're 14 and 12. I don't know why I said 16. They're getting older so quickly, but that's our place. That is Hawaii, is that we're thrilled to be having a moment of, can we see our breath? So that was
my God, that is so damn funny. That is so damn funny. Because on me, I'm like, oh man, I need to get out of that thing. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna get my eggs and get me the hell out because I'm freezing my butt off. I don't want to be anywhere near that thing. That's so damn funny. That is
totally me
really
too. I'm like always cold and bundled. I'm like in and out, or I'll send my kids in. I'm like, you go get it.
I'm from Buffalo, New York, so I am used to the cold, and I have told them like how I made it a fun thing. Let's see how long we can stay before our toes freeze. So people think we're crazy, but they laugh with us, and then we try to enjoy the people.
Yeah, Misty, I actually leave my shopping cart outside. I leave the shopping cart out so I can just run in, grab the eggs, and then run back out. Because I don't even want to have I don't want the delay of the shopping cart experience.
Right. I send my 9-year-old in, and I tell her to go get the asparagus, and mommy will wait outside for her because I ain't down with that. I want to be sweating. Like, I'm the type that I'm okay like sweating while I sleep. I like the heat.
Right. I do too, Ash.
Well, I'm the weird child of this bunch because I thrive and I love the cold.
My other half does too. He loves being cold. He can walk in there like no problem. And you're not weird. I think it's 50-50. You're just outnumbered here.
So when we were talking earlier about your sweater, this is relevant to this too, Peter, is that when we say about how's the weather here in Maui, in December, we get to actually say these words. Ooh, it's 30 below. And then people are like, you don't know what 30 below is. No, 30 below 100. So
I like that.
That's it. Oh, it's 30 below. I need to go get my jacket. Whoa, really? In Maui? Yeah, 30 below 100. It's cold.
That's a good one. As someone who I was born in Chicago, I know what 30 below weather is like. But hey, before I want to hear some more, but before we need to issue a correction because Barbara corrected me. Thank you, Barbara. Sorry, Peter. It's Idaho, not Iowa. Oh, I thought. Okay, that's okay. Lots of people confuse the two states. Actually, I'm only 25 minutes from Spokane, Washington. Okay, so you're on the west side of Idaho. Sorry about that, but and enjoy one way or another. We are all enjoying it. All right. What else? What's different? What else is different about Costco, gang? Costco in Hawaii. What would you say is the difference?
We sell arare and mochi crunch in Hawaii. We can't find that anywhere else. And when my daughter had moved over to Las Vegas, and she does all the shopping before we bring the family over for vacationing, and all the kids are like, oh, go and buy mochi crunch. And she's like, they don't sell that here. They're like, what do you mean they don't sell that? And so then the whole joke came about is, okay, well, do they even have rice? Because rice is such a true staple, from Hawaii. And it's like, we need rice, we need the mochi crunch. And look, I see Alex already asking, what is that?
What is that? Explain to Alex what's arare. What is arare and mochi crunch?
It's a rice cracker, Japanese rice cracker with the nori on it. And it's just a snack that a lot of the local families have just embraced and just love having that at every opportunity.
That's so funny, Misty. So Alex, so to expand some more. So Alex, if you really kind of want to see a local family, especially at the movie theaters, of course everyone gets popcorn, right? But what do we put in popcorn? No, we don't put M&Ms. We don't. No. We put arare. We put the arare crunch, the rice cracker with the little seaweed wrapping, and that gets mixed in with Furikake with food. Thank you, furikake. So what's furikake, Misty?
Again, it's shredded nori with seeds. They make it with a variety of seasonings and flavors. So it's like a nice topping.
So and nori is what?
Yes, Japanese. Sorry, seaweed.
We're getting
Yeah.
down to the base of it because
You're
a lot of
absolutely
new
right.
words.
Wait,
A lot
Well,
of new
it's
words,
dried
right?
and salted seaweed. So
dried salted
it's not like
seaweed.
what you get a miso soup. That's like a different texture and
Yes.
style of seaweed.
It's crunchy.
Yeah.
And that's another
this
thing in Costco that's sold that's so amazing. You could get the sea salt nori, or you could get the teriyaki nori. Oh, it's so good. Mm.
Yeah, and of course what's cool is you buy them Costco size, right? So when you go to like the food land, you get like a 3-pack, and they're about like this big. They're like a little like a cracker packaging. Think of like one cracker packaging for these for the nori, at least the ones that we get, the flat ones. But Costco, of course, it's like a 24-pack, so it's a giant 24-pack, and you bring it home and you've got all that stuff. Yeah, this has been a great. So I love this cultural exchange here. It's fantastic. You're so right. So thank you, Misty, for sharing so many things that we take for granted, right? Like, oh yeah, you're gonna get the mochi crunch and the nori and blah, 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 and be like, wait a minute, yeah, Alex, I've been missing out while I was there. Yeah, oh yeah. Well, this is kind of deep cultural stuff here, Alex. You don't get this on like the week or the month. It takes you gotta be hanging out for a while and kind of pay attention, go to the movie theaters a bunch of times, and all of a sudden you see, what the heck is that? What in the heck is that? And you still won't even know until like you're with a local family who's going to tell you what's going to. All right. What else is coming out about Costco that you guys find interesting? What else?
Surfboards and ube, everything. Ube, everything. Surfboards and ube, everything. So there
Tommy
you go.
Bahama chairs all year round.
Tommy Bahama chairs all year round. That's so funny. So true. So true. Yeah, I got to say, now this is not a Hawaii thing, but this is more of on the flip side of things. If there was a time when before Costco existed, right? And what I so love about Costco is it gave us locals like exotic foods that were never before possible. It was never before possible, right? Because it was always like whatever you would find in the food land or the Safeway or the whatever, and it was just like the normal staple stuff. But for example, as a Greek, I really, really missed feta cheese. You could not get feta cheese, good feta cheese at least. You get crap, but you wouldn't get good feta cheese in Hawaii. It was not possible. And now it's organic, genuine feta from Greece. And from Greece, it's like my cousin was telling me, it's like this is like the best brand of feta in Greece. So you're getting like the best feta, thanks to Kirkland, right? The best feta. And then the other thing, which was impossible, was Kalamata olives. Kalamata olives, I mean, my mom was like raised on Kalamata olives. I mean, my mom was literally grew up on an olive grove. So we had olives and olive oil all the time in our home. And, I come over here, it's like, there's olive, but they're crappy olives. They're not Kalamata olives, right? It's like, my God, for a measly $10, I get a giant jar of pitted Kalamata olives from Costco. Are there any foods that you guys didn't have or miss, or we would have never gotten these in Hawaii if it wasn't for Costco? And anything of that nature that you could think of?
No, but the things that I get in Costco that you probably can't get in other places that I love is macadamia nut butter. I love it, and comes in a big jar, and it's just my morning favorite. And I don't know if these are. I'm curious if they're in other states as well, but they're fruit sorbets, and they come in an actual fruit cup. So it's like it's a half a quart out orange or lemon or coconut, and then it's filled with sorbet, and it's so good. And everyone's like, "Oh my God, this is so fancy!" And I'm like, "I know."
They're so good, Ashley. Those are like my favorite. My kids are like breaking open the box. Can we open it? Can we open it? I'm like, no, we got to pay for it first.
The coconuts are now like a new set of dishes for us because we have so
My
many.
mom collects them. She tells all the kids, give me all your coconuts, because she uses them for when we have entertainment at home, and they become
Right.
perfect little poo-poo cups,
That is so funny. Well, NYC has a great comment. Costco snorkeling gear that my friends leave before they go back to the mainland. Yeah. Families all show up. They go to Costco. They get all their gear. They're not going to take it back. It's kind of useless. So that's a cool thing. Man, there was something I thought about that, but I forgot now. But anyway, so Alex says
we can't skip over Costco. I don't eat meat, and I'm a pescatarian. But the food, I mean, I just know everyone cannot deny that that's a genius marketing tactic. And to be in Hawaii and have $1.50 hot dogs, I know when I see like a lot of people traveling, I'll be like, oh, where are you guys eating lunch? And they just go to eat lunch at Costco because it is hands down the most affordable place. You can get a slice of pizza, you can get a hot dog, you can get a full meal for like $3 to $5.
I mean, you can't, I mean, that's so true. I mean, you can't buy a darn candy bar for $1.50 at 7-Eleven, for example. You can't get a candy bar for $1.50, and to be able to kind of get a full on and a good hot dog. That's what I was gonna say. The Big Island honey. There's this jar of Big Island, and it's like really raw, right? It's just this raw Big Island honey. It's like it's actually hard. You have to it's kind of like peanut butter consistency. And that is amazing. So cool. Hey, so a couple things here. So everyone's commenting, which is great. So Tiffany says Kona chocolate bars. Yes, Kona chocolate bars. I got sucked into that, Tiffany. I was walking by. There was the guy had a table, and he was schlepping Kona chocolate bars, and we got sucked in and bought one. It was great. It was amazing. It was amazing. Alex says, hey, funny thing, I applied to Costco on the Big Island after my divorce, and they called me. Oh, my God, if I didn't have an 8-year-old, I would have taken the job. Take care of the 8-year-old, Alex. Take care of the 8-year-old. Take care of the 8-year-old. Good choice. Good choice. But that's fun. Bob Carl says, hey, we didn't have a membership there before moving to Hawaii, so I can't compare. We were there Wednesday around noon, and it was a madhouse. I have to credit the checkout crews quick. Yeah, there was some... We had like a freak of nature, actually, My daughter and I went there on Black Friday, which was a really, really bad idea. But we went there at like 9:00. Now, Costco normally opens at 10, but they were open at 9. And I don't know if it's Fridays or if it was Black Friday, but it was open at 9. And all the old folks, like all the semi-retirees, we all gather around the line at Costco at 10:00. There's a line. It's crazy. 10 a.m. Costco, there's a line around the block, people waiting to get in. So we get there at 9, and there's no one there. There's no one there. We got in, we got out. We didn't even get this. There wasn't even a person in front of us at the checkout counter. We just walk right. You never get that. So, all right. What else? What else about Costco, gang, that we want to share? I'm getting nods. All right. I think we've exhausted the what's different about Costco. So folks, I hope you enjoyed that one. That's a great segment. This is what's different about Costco in Hawaii. You will definitely get the experience about that. All right, great. Oh, we got a question here, a good one from Julie Webster. Thoughts on recent news of the city and county permit lag on Oahu? What do you mean recent? Ashley, give us what's the scoop on the permit lag on Oahu situation? Ashley's the expert here.
There's always been heat, right? This has been an ongoing topic with the backlog of permitting on Oahu. We are a tropical paradise, and sometimes that comes at a cost, and one of those costs is second world systems. I mean, they, in the permitting department at city and county, they literally were still sending information amongst the office in the old school tubes, when you would fill the tubes, and then they had that air powered transport system. I mean, the only reason why that stopped is because it broke. And I think that was like earlier this year. So it's extremely archaic. They're backlogged. It's worse than it was over a decade ago. I've only been in real estate 15 years. And the DPP, Department of Planning and Permitting, and permits were already extremely delayed. It would take several months. And now you're looking at over a year, if not 2 years, for pretty basic permits. So I was just talking about doing a permit over my pool house, and I was like, well, God, it's going to take probably 2 years to even get the permit. And so what's being highlighted right now is mostly because of a show that's being broadcast, the Aloha Renovation Show. And they're investors that I work with, and they're doing what it's a broken system, and they're doing what they can with a broken system in order to bring homes to life here in the state. And it's extremely controversial to do that because unpermitted work, although common, has, dangerous aspects to it. And a lot of
those people. So to take that show. So thank you, Asha, for bringing that. These folks on this show. There was an article, but I did not read the article, but I saw the headline. And these days, all you need to do is read the headline. But they're kind of doing work unpermitted because it's taken too long, and they're doing the unpermitted work first in the hopes that they're going to get a permit for it after the fact, after that 2-year lag. Is that what's going on?
The article highlights a few things. Like, one, yes, if they pull permits at all, they're doing it after the fact permits, and that's often that's one. Two, the permits don't necessarily outline all the work that's being done. And I think that's where people who are like, hey, look, the system's broken, and it's absolutely unfathomable. You cannot buy houses and bring them to life. And you have to think a lot of these houses are absolutely dilapidated. These are not homes that are being taken from the community and, are not allowing other people to live into them. A lot of them are not habitable or barely habitable, or they need a lot of money, and it costs a lot of money to renovate these homes. And you need to have a system that makes more sense, even if it was 3 months or 4 months, which is an incredible amount of time to hold a property at interest rates, even if you got it at market interest rates at 6.5%. But in order to buy these properties cash, because they're not financeable, you're often paying hard money rates, which are 10, 12%. And that's just absolutely unobtainable to hold a property, even for 4 to 6 months, never mind 2 years. And so if people had to do that, we would not have the amount of housing that we do. And that's a fact. And so I think there's a spotlight on them and on that specifically because of the family name. They have a big family name. And controversial or not, I think that just adds to the spotlight. And two, they're on a national television. And so you just have people who are envious, bothered, and or justifiably are like, this isn't right for whatever their reasons are. And, I'm neutral in it. I see both sides very, very clearly. And I am being in real estate. I just know how common unpermitted work is. And people are like, wait a minute, I had to wait 2 years, and they highlight certain family stories where they're like, well, I live behind this house and I had to wait 2 years and I couldn't even take care of my dad, is what the story in that particular article. And meanwhile, they were able to turn a house around in several months and make a big profit off of it. And I just also want to highlight that these profits sound really large because on paper they are, but behind the scenes, they're really not usually that large. And so I think that you have to sell it, right? You have to sell the dream of flipping houses so you can get investors, so you can get people to keep eyes on you. But a lot of the time there's a lot of undocumented expenses that people are having to pay. So you have to do it at volume in order to, be comfortable, because you can also lose really big when you do these things. But I do think that if there is plumbing and electrical, especially, I am a huge proponent on permits because those things are, tied to health and safety. If there's major structural things, that's the highlight. I think that's a lot of the controversial focus is not necessarily doing work unpermitted, because that is the DPP and it's their downfall. It's 100% a big problem that needs to be focused on. But also I see the other side of that is that work going to be insurable? Is it, would it pass inspection once you close up the walls? You can't see it. I think this comes down to disclosures. They often disclose. She put in the article that they don't. I have dealt with them in the past. I know that they have always, in any case that I've worked with them and anyone I know working with them, have disclosed. It is something that is pretty common in the fix and flip space. You disclose, buyer beware. buyers can state that, hey, I want this permitted. And then a lot of times the sellers or the investors will say, we'll see this through to the end. We'll put something and we'll put money aside in the escrow account. And then post closing, we'll continue to see this permit through. And I know that that's what they do often.
All I got to say is what a mess. It's a mess. It's a big mess. And if you're wondering why, if folks are wondering why things are so expensive in Hawaii, this is not the reason, but it is one of the many reasons, which is a cumulative effect. It keeps homes from coming on the market, which means we have less homes on the market, supply and demand, less supply, same demand, prices go up, makes it hard to revise, makes it hard to fix and flip, makes it hard to put houses on the market, and it makes it more expensive. Financing costs money. If you have to put away for years and years and years. So thank you, Ashley, for that exhaustive explanation.
I'm
and I know
sorry.
that no, it's okay. Well, obviously we pinched a nerve. We pinched a nerve there, and a good one. Julie, you got your money's worth out of that one, girl. You would have had to pay big bucks to get that, and it's for free for you. Hey, before we move on, I want to kind of say a couple things over here. We got one more question here, so let's a couple things first. Alex Martin brought up something about Costco that I don't want to forget about this one because it's a big one. Just to kind of go back from it, the different about Hawaii's Costco. So Alex reminded us, I've never seen this myself, but that's what he says. The waterfall you can see on the island of Kauai from the parking lot. I did not know that. I did not know that from the Costco parking lot, you can see a waterfall. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. I want to be there for that. There's got to be a bunch of photos. I'm sure if somebody would look them up, I'm sure that they could find a million.
One more thing on Costco too that we didn't touch on is we often
really quick
talk real estate based off of distance to Costco.
Hey, you know what? Whenever we do like real estate research, we look for two things: distance to Costco and distance to Whole Foods. Whole Foods is like, okay, a good neighborhood. You can have a good neighbor, Whole Foods and Costco. Okay, let's see if we could do this quickly because I think we're not out of time. But NYC says, are there any updates you're aware of on Keauhou Bay development plans? Haven't seen any recent news about the plan and community opposition. Misty, anything you want to share about that on Keauhou Bay development?
Yeah, really quick. Same. I haven't seen anything recently. It's definitely a buzz, but I do know that they do post it on their website. So don't hesitate to go directly. You can Google Keauhou Bay, and it should give information. So I know there's movement. I just don't have any updates.
All right, thank you. So thank you, Mr. I appreciate that. Why don't we do this? It is let me get my little slide deck over here ready. I got technical difficulties here. Okay, so let's hit these properties we've been waiting for to show. Let's do some diamonds and deals. Julie says, how does that compare to the other ones? It's probably as bad here. Okay, really fast. So Misty, as bad or worse on the Big Island on Oahu?
And sorry, this is in reference to county?
The whole permitting thing. Yeah, the whole permitting process, and it takes long. You got to wait forever.
We're in the same boat. I believe it is not as bad, but because the Hawaii Island is not as developed as Oahu, to us it seems bad, but I do believe that Oahu is definitely by far worse.
Yeah. How about Maui?
Same thing. If we're talking about water as part of the getting a permit, it depends on what part of the island you are. If you're up country, good luck. If you're down more in the valley, it's a lot easier. But as far as permitting for anything, it takes a good long time unless you know somebody. Yeah. So you got to make friends quickly.
That's it. Julie, not only did you get the killer response from the pros, but you got a statewide answer in one shot. Man, only here. All right, let's diamonds and deals it. It's time for diamonds and deals, folks. Let's see what we got over here. This first one is Kahului, so it's got to be Kara. Kara, what are we looking at here?
Okay, we have an amazing, perfect, beautiful home inside of the island. This is a gated community that's highly coveted. It's overlooks both nice, beautiful valley. You have some ocean views and definitely Haleakala views. This home has a beautiful pool that's in the back. And if you can see, it's uncommon because it has this green belt that is unheard of. So because it's abutted in the back and it faces the golf course, you get to have some incredible privacy. And this is listed by Melanie Vitale with EXP. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,060 square feet. It's tricked out with absolutely everything it needs. Gorgeous kitchen, induction oven. I love cooking, so those might be important pieces for people. So this is my diamond for today. It stands out and it's incredible.
That's
At
beautiful.
$1,799, just recently reduced.
Yeah. And no permitting problems. No permitting
No
problems.
permitting problems. No, none. They're in a gorgeous HOA. It's a great community. A lot of people that take care of each other in the islands. Very personable. It's a good place to live. Very good place to live.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Kara. Okay. What do we got next over here? This is Hawaii Island. So what are we looking at here? Misty?
Here we have Ali'ilani. It is a condo that's highly coveted on Hawaii Island on Ali'i Drive. And as you are aware, yes, our condo market was up. This here is a diamond and a deal. Anything under $1 million in Hawaii is considered a definite deal. And it is a diamond because it's not a fixer-upper. So yes, this is on Ali'ilani. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. You can see all the full amenities that it comes with. And it is listed by Raquel Ani, also with eXp Realty. And it's just under $500,000. And it's a beauty. You definitely want to see it. The condo market is up, and it is definitely a great time to buy if you're in the condo market.
2-bedroom, 2-bath for $500,000. That's the ticket, man. That is the ticket right there. That is a great way to go. Thank you, Misty, for sharing. That's awesome. Let's see what does Ashley have. Wow, what's this, Ashley? Wow, all I got to say is wow. What is this?
This is a diamond. This is in Keauhou. So it's on the east tropical side of the island. 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom. This is listed by my girl Stephanie Band. She's with Remax, and she always has awesome listings. This is at 4.3 million, and this home is like perched up. It's a really large lot. I think it's about 3 acres, and it's perched up on the hillside, so you can see Chinaman's Hat, and you have a lot of privacy, a big, long, exaggerated driveway, this super fun entertainment space. It has this indoor-outdoor blended living. If you go to the next slide, there's some more photos as well. A lot of architectural details here. Fun renovations throughout. You do have a little Ohana suite in here as well. And you can see that plot of land in the bottom right corner and how protected it is. But you're off the main road at the same time. You don't hear any of that road noise. I am determined to find a buyer for this because I just love it so much and I want to be invited over.
That is a beautiful. That is
Beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? I was actually looking at this. The front of it looks so majestic with the poles and all that stuff like that, with that kind of semi-round entryway. And
yeah, it's got a lot of like texture and detail and depth, and it's got a lot of great design choices. I like the fun fixtures throughout. I just think they did a really good job. And on top of it, it's prime location with a stunning view and lots of land. So anybody want to hooey up? I got
let's do
I'm
it.
down for half.
Let's do the we need to have the Islander Ohana home. That would be like amazing, right?
Think about that for real, Peter. Present this to the group because we could do like a timeshare thing.
Oh man. All right. Okay. All
Let's
right.
start raising capital.
All right. Look. Okay. Whoever's here right now, there's a bunch of you here online with us right now. I know Susie Q is here because Susie says thanks for another great show. All right. Who's in? Who would want to do like a timeshare right? This is like this freaking amazing property. Who'd want to be in on it? So we could do like a fractional, it's called fractional ownership, right? Or like 20 people could own part of this house. Man, that would be okay. Who wants in? That would be amazing. That would be.
And we'll call the entity the Islander Ohana LLC.
The Islander Ohana LLC, man. The Islander Ohana Hale. The Islander Ohana Hale. That's it, man. The Islander Hale. Islander Hale. It's the Islander Hale. Hale is a Hawaiian word for home. Yeah, there you go. Now we're talking. Get the juices flowing. Okay. So Michael, okay, 100K a week. Let's do it. That's right. 100K a week, man. Awesome. We put out, we could do
we can't do short term. Remember, this is Oahu.
Right. I you know what? I was gonna say that, but I stopped myself. Thank you. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say we can Airbnb it, but we can't because it's Oahu. But man, that is a winner. Okay, we're good. I thank you, Ashley, for giving us the entrepreneurial inspiration over here. All right, great show, Greg. Great show. Susie Q's happy. Look, all I know is that Susie Q's happy. Mahalo for another great show. Thank you, Susie Q. You made it great. And of course, these amazing women made it even better. So, okay, let's do some closing thoughts over here. And if you got some motivational thoughts that you want to share with us, love the idea. Oh, by the way, so yeah, first, if you have some closing motivational thoughts, please chime in. I'd love to highlight yours. And before we do that, I want to shout out to Tiffany, who says, love it. Thought about the idea of a timeshare too for these extravagant homes, right? What are we waiting for? Let's do it. Okay. We're going to do this. That's the next phase. All right. Okay. Who's up first? Ashley, what's your quote and what does it mean to you?
Only by giving are you able to receive more than you already have. I think in the season where, especially if you have kids and a lot of family and expectations sort of weighing on your shoulders, it's just, a lot for a lot of families. And we tend to do Black Friday shopping for ourselves. Let's not lie here when we're scrolling through. So this is a reminder to all of us that when you give, you're able to receive more, and it does not need to be a lot. You can go make some vanilla bean syrup and bottle it up and keep it simple, but it fills your heart more than anything.
Well said. Well said. It is, the old adage, it's better to give than to receive. And yeah, that's okay, but I still want a darn good present. But that all being said, right? That all being
You're getting
said,
vanilla syrup, Peter, and you're going to say thank you.
You're getting vanilla syrup and you're going to like it. Yeah, no. Very, very true. Giving it's actually just better all the way around to give. All right. Misty, what's your quote?
I have do things for people not because of who they are or what they can do for you in return, but because of who you are. That is aloha. And it totally coincides with Ashley, not only during this season, but make this a scene, not only a season, but make this your lifestyle, and I have their aloha living everywhere you go. That's on the daily.
Well said, because of who you are, not because of what you're going to get in return. Well said, because of who you are. Let it be an expression of you. Thank you, Misty. That's actually rather meaningful. And Alex has got a meaningful one. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for strength to endure a difficult one. Bruce Lee, what the hell? I didn't think that Bruce prayed. Do Buddhists pray? I don't think Buddhists pray, do they? I'm not too sure. Or was he a Buddhist? I don't know. But anyway, hey, I suppose you pray to Buddha. So anyway, regardless of that's a great one though. Do not pray for the strength to endure difficult, because more God knows life gets difficult, right? God knows life gets difficult, and as you get older, you see the difficulty popping up. All right, let's see Kara, wait a minute. Kara, do you have, I don't see, is your slide there? I don't see
I think it might have gotten overwritten, but it was very much along the same lines as everybody else. And well,
let's hear it. Do you know it by
right
heart?
Off the top of my head, it was very much like Ashley's and Misty's, that it was, you gain more when you give. And because in this season, we're all about, giving gifts, but when you give, you actually receive double. And that's the whole concept of living through life, knowing that when you come from a giving heart, that you receive the joy that they receive, because it's, that's what you do. I wish I had it up there. It was much more written.
I thought I duplicated it and did it and not wrote over it. So
it's okay, baby girl. It's all good. You know what? We're all, no shame in the game. We're all here, and it was all the same message. So if we just take it as this is a season of giving and loving and knowing that we receive when we give, and we give with a happy heart, no matter what it is. And even if it's just a smile, that's free. And that's what we can do, is we walk through our days for the rest of this whole entire season and beyond, share that smile and love. And that's where we get it back.
And we didn't even plan it. That was divine alignment. Peter, are you coming in? Are you going to align with us?
So I'm gonna align with you. I'm gonna align with you. I'm gonna align with you and bring a little bit of the wrath of God. So here. So how's this one? All right. You tell me. Proverbs 13:4. The perverse get what their ways deserve, and the good what their deeds deserve. So
amen. That is alignment.
Amen. Right?
That is
That's
a mic
alignment.
drop. Yep.
And
You
Right?
totally
That-
The next time we all
Yeah.
got to get the sweater memo so we can all be in our Christmas sweater.
Oh, there's
It's
some
sweater weather.
Yeah,
I'll
good
send you
point.
guys
Good-
some.
Yeah, Misty, thank you. We need to wear the sweater memo. I'm gonna wear. Although my shirts hardly show up at all, but I will wear my Christmas shirt. We need to kind of wear Christmas gear going forward. Ladies, it has been truly a pleasure. I've had so much fun. You never know how these things are going to turn out, right? Because gang, Heidi is not here. She couldn't make it, and Dylan's not here. He couldn't make it, so we have substitutes. And you don't know how it's going to turn out. I mean, you always know it's going to turn out well, but you don't know how. This was amazing. So thank you so much. All right, let's say goodbye counterclockwise. Ashley, and then Kara, and then Misty. Say goodbye.
It's officially dumping. So from the beginning of the show to now, it just started dumping. Have a great weekend, everyone. Aloha Friday.
Aloha.
Aloha, everyone. Make it a great day. Be blessed.
Make it a great day. Make it a great weekend. Be blessed. We'll see y'all in a couple of weeks. Aloha.
Aloha.